Hey guys, we're doing another done streaming. We're doing another vlog update video. I want to keep you guys posted on what's going on. Dylan made a comment, he's like, you've been posting a lot of those update videos lately, and yeah, I have, but that's because there's a lot going on that needs to get updated consistently. I know he wasn't saying it in a bad way. He was just kind of noting that I've been updating a lot of videos, or making a lot of video updates. So, what I'm posting in this one is, this is my last week of work at the kitchen. Now, I've been a cook there for cumulatively, hate that word, like 9, 10 years. I started there in 2008 as a dishwasher. Back when I was 15 and a half, it was like June or July in 2008. And I was in middle school, and I was getting maybe $80 a week for weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, basically, is all I was working. Mornings, sometimes nights. It's kind of random. And honestly, the job itself wasn't that bad. I'm going to sit you guys down. The job itself wasn't that bad back in the day because I was young, it was new, and it was money, so I didn't care. The environment is the environment. It's hot, sweaty, stinky, but that's kind of what you sign up for. But as years went on, I picked up more hours, and I started working as a cook. First I got up to the line, salad bar, and then I started cooking because they slowly work you into, hey, why don't you try doing this? Can you help me with this real quick? And then next thing you know, you're doing it every day. That's just kind of how it goes. It's a way of kind of like almost exploiting and tricking you into doing more work, and then kind of gently easing you up the chain of command until you can fulfill multiple roles, where now as a dishwasher you're now asked to do 10 or 15 other things at a time to help out around the kitchen, which is not bad. It's not like exploited. It's not exploitative, even though it kind of is, but it's not malicious in that way. So, but that continued on, obviously, and I moved up the line, and I got pay raises and stuff, whatever, but I never really got paid that much more to do my job. Minimum wage in New Hampshire is $7.25, $7.50, and I think I started at that when I was doing dishes. I think it was like $7.50 or $7.75. But over the course of like 10 years, raises don't come that often, especially in this economy. Around here, our economy in New Hampshire and in the western side of the United States, I know I said western, the eastern side of the United States is basically all tourist base. We have everybody that comes out here for summer vacations or for winter lodging, for skiing, snowmobiling, whatever have you, and that's where all of our business comes from. It's not the locals. The locals are old and they can't get out of their house half the time by themselves, and if they do, they're risking their own life to go get a fucking turkey club. So we rely on tourists and the summer season for our business, and it just makes everything really kind of sporadic and hard to get a consistent job that pays the same all year round. It's hard to get a dependent job, something you're going to have that you can be grounded in, and that you can predict your bills throughout the year, no matter what time of year it is. It's hard because the winters are dead seasons. Not much happens. And it's honestly, with most of the businesses, they have to save up money to keep paying their employees and to keep paying their rent in the off season because it's so dead. I mean, if you think about it, you go from a Friday night, which is a busy night for us, obviously, from 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock, a typical afternoon and night shift, you're doing about 260 people on average in the summer. In the winter, you're doing maybe 90 to 120. You're cutting those numbers in half or even down to a third of their numbers sometimes, and that's a lot of lost money. It costs like $600 just to open the door, meaning for electricity and all the employees to come in and work their first shifts is like $600, and throughout the entire day paying all the employees to cycle out and do all their things and have all the machines running. So you're already at a net loss at the beginning of the day that you have to then make that back. And when you do a total of less than 200 people in a day from breakfast, lunch, and dinner 3 times a day that are all counted separately throughout the hours, and you do less than you would on a single Friday night from 2 to 8 in 15 hours or something like that, That's bad. So, yeah, everything slows down, you lose hours, and that's where it's hard to find a kind of job like that. And my point behind saying all that is that's why I haven't really looked for another job. There's not much else to do around here unless you have a jack of all trades type lifestyle, unless you're good at plumbing, electrical work, and any kind of manual labor or handyman stuff. That's the one of the best jobs you can have around here, honestly. And while I do have some skill in that, I have a history in that helping my dad, it's not something that I'm that good at. I don't have an extensive knowledge. I can get by. I can diagnose situations and I can figure it out in my own household, and I can feel my way through it with a little bit of help online and use my own experience, but it's not something that I can make a job out of. Definitely not. It's not something I want to make a job out of either. So I've been staying in the kitchen for this long because I know how to do it. It's consistent pay throughout the entire year. Yeah, I might lose 10 hours in the winter, but I'm still getting 30 or so hours. Um, and the pay is decent for what I need, but it's certainly over the years the pay has stayed the same and prices have gone up. I remember back when I started working there, I could buy a I don't know, was it 16, 20 ounce bottle of like soda, Mountain Dew or something like that for 89 cents, $1.49. And it's gone up over time, but now it's at like $1.89 for one bottle of soda. A 12 pack of soda used to be $3, now it's $6, and the pay stays the same. And that's the problem. That's the scary thing, is nobody can move. Nobody can take that kind of a risk for a new job or a new environment, or to even move out of their parents' house, because everything's so expensive around here, because we're all based on tourist stuff. We overcharge tourists, but we also overcharge the people that live here. And it makes it for a really difficult situation. It makes it really hard to grow and to find what you like to do and to experiment with jobs. You can't just job hop until you find something that works. You find a job, you realize this is the best I'm gonna get, and then you stay. And then you get miserable. And then you get text messages. And then you get my situation where you've just been at a place for so long and you've just grown to despise the environment, and honestly despise a lot of the people that you've been around for a third of your life. Almost like a third of my life I've been around these people, and I can't stand being around them a lot of times, even though I love them. I love the people I work with. It's still just like I'm just so sick of the environment. So to have this be my last week again, because I did quit my job to go to Michigan, obviously, but then that was only an 18-month hiatus when we were there. Then we moved back to New Hampshire because I don't really know why we came back. It was just Michigan felt kind of stagnated in the sense of our work. I couldn't find good work. We would have had to either renew our lease to go somewhere else, or renew our lease to stay there where I couldn't find a good job, or let our lease run out and move again when we didn't have the money to try to find a new place that with new job opportunities. I just didn't have good luck with work. I had Applebee's as dishes for the last part, and then I had the Dollar General as a stocking and cashier person, as a sales associate is what it's called. And both of those jobs were awful, and Sam was stuck waitressing at Applebee's, making a lot of money, sure, but I couldn't hold up my end because the work I was getting wasn't good enough. So we moved back to New Hampshire because it was back to my family, and we could both go to the kitchen where we knew we could get consistent work and better money, and probably a better living situation too. Honestly, I regret doing that. I wish I stayed in Michigan for at least a little while longer, but then with how the relationship, faltered, it would have been awful for me to try to move back from Michigan. So in the end, it worked out on my end, but it did make it really hard on Sam. So there's really no winner in that situation. It was bad either way, but it's all good now, of course. So, and I guess I really wouldn't change it. I just kind of regret the way it was approached, how we planned it. But so that coming to the point of this is the second time I'm leaving my job at the kitchen, and with all intents of not coming back, but I think I know that the door would always be open to me. At least I want to say that. I can't guarantee that, but I think the door, if I came back in a year and said, hey, I want to come back and be a cook again, I miss it. I know I'm not gonna miss it, but like I miss the money. I think they'd probably take me back, even though I really definitely do not want to. But yeah, so this is my last week of this job, and I'm really looking forward to it, but there's just been so much happening the past couple weeks. That's why I've been making these update videos. If you've been keeping track, a lot's been happening. I mean, I got a new car. It's right behind you guys, which I love that car. Honestly, it's fucking basically flawless. I love it. One of the best purchases I ever made. But that also put me in a financial hole to where now I don't owe the bank or the car lot any money. I owe my parents money, which is almost worse because I feel guilty because they just helped me pay off the difference so I could make sure I get a good car instead of a junker. So I owe my parents a bit of money. I gotta catch up on my credit card, and I gotta catch up on PayPal credit and make sure I keep making rent now that I'm going to a job with $1 less of pay and no guarantee of hours and bi-weekly paychecks. So there's a lot of change happening, and honestly, considering I know who I am with my anxiety, I think I'm doing very well keeping it under control. I don't know how. I think I'm either I have gotten such thick skin to this change, or I've actually grown that much to the point where I am absolutely anxious and I'm losing my mind, but it's not physically affecting me how it used to. I'm not shutting down, and I'm not shutting people out of my life or getting really mad. I'm just kind of internally coping and keeping it inside and doing it, with myself. But I'm not losing control. I have much better control over my anxiety than I used to. So I'm very hopeful, and I'm very thankful for you guys for being so supportive, especially with keeping up with the vlogs and everything. Every comment that you guys leave, I do read every single comment. If I leave it a like or a heart, that I'm letting you know that I might not have a direct response, but I did read it, and I am thankful for that comment. I love getting any comment, even the ones that tell me that there are real girls in my area. Those are always funny too. So I should be able to get, as far as that they've been saying, they seem pretty confident with me being able to work 30 to 40 hours every week, which if I can get 35 hours, I'm golden, and then I can always get more if I want. And the way that they structure it is obviously it's more business oriented, to where they actually have a system in place. That's not to say the kitchen doesn't have a system, but they have an app for shifts, so I can actually see my shifts and I can request one, and then I'll get a text message saying, hey, we need somebody in the kitchen for this day, for these times, anyone available? And you can respond and say, I'll take the shift, which I probably won't do. As long as I meet my 30 hours, I'm good. But I will have to figure something out. I gotta go do my taxes and stuff, but I have to figure out payment schedules for a lot of stuff. I have a lot of money going out to pay my parents for my car, which is going to take a little bit to pay off. I have the audiobook that I'm in the middle of making, which that's $160 once a month. Then obviously I have rent and everything, but that's going to my PayPal credit, which is something I can just kind of catch up on. So I'm not too worried that's not coming right out of my wallet, but that's, it's a whole other thing. But anyways, yeah, I'll let you guys know that this is my last week of the kitchen work, and I will update you guys again with whatever else I feel is necessary to update. Right now I'm going to start doing some chores, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.